Your Excellencies, honorable ministers, distinguished professors, ambassadors, partners, dear friends. It's a great pleasure to join you today at the World Government Summit to reflect together on the futures of education. I warmly thank the UAE authorities for their generous hospitality and for inviting me to open this important and timely dialogue. For nearly 80 years, UNESCO has played a leading role in global thinking on the future of education, helping leaders rethink education systems in times of major change. True to its constitution, UNESCO works with global networks of scholars, university chairs, and education experts to address a simple but essential question. How can education empower people and help build fairer, more sustainable, and more peaceful societies? The report of the International Commission on the Futures of Education, chaired by Her Excellency Mrs. Sahle-Work Zewde, former President of Ethiopia, provides a clear framework for this reflection. It highlights 4 major trends that will require us to rethink education system in the years ahead. First, inequality. No future can be built without addressing today's deep gaps. For too many people, the future of education remains out of reach. More than 270 million children out of school. Around 85 million children have lost access to education because of conflict and natural disasters. 739 million adults cannot read or write. 2/3 of them are women. The reality shapes my vision of a UNESCO for the people, one that restores education power to change lives, rebuild trust, and give hope. UNESCO will place greater focus on education programs that deliver real and measurable results for communities. To do this, we rely on our strong presence around the world, field offices in 53 countries, more than 10,000 schools in 167 countries, and 8, and very soon, 9 Category 1 institutes, from teaching training in Addis Ababa to lifelong learning in Hamburg and Education Planning Institute in Dakar, Buenos Aires, and Paris. We also depend on strong partnerships, including the Global Partnership for Education. In Chad, for instance, dear Laura, our partnership helped 100,000 out-of-school youth return to learning through second chance education. Second trend, technology. The future of education will be shaped by how we use technology. Our message is clear. Technology is a tool, not a solution. Education must guide technology and not the other way around. UNESCO focuses on 3 priorities: connectivity, content, and capacity building of teachers. Through a new 3-year partnership with the Varkey Foundation, UNESCO will train 1 million teachers in the ethical and effective use of AI. And as of 60% of students already use AI, we must protect the course purpose of education, developing critical thinking, ethical judgment, creativity, and human intelligence. While future skills matter, UNESCO's humanistic vision remains essential. Education must also build values, leadership, and care for the environment. And this leads me to the third trend, climate change and nature. Climate change is one of the defining challenges of our time, yet 47% of school curricula in 100 countries do not mention it. While 95% of teachers believe it's important, fewer than 40% feel confident teaching it. Education must help learners understand how to live in harmony with the planet. This is the goal of UNESCO's Greening Education Partnership, launched in 2022. It now brings together 97 member states and over 1,900 partners to green school buildings, use nature as learning space, and integrate environmental education and ocean literacy into curricula and teacher training. Today, 96,000 schools in 93 countries meet UNESCO's Green School Quality Standards. Fourth, hate speech and misinformation. The rise of hate speech, false information, and gender-based violence, especially online, threatens social and trust and democracy. UNESCO responds by placing education at the center of prevention, strengthening media and digital literacy, supporting youth-led initiatives, and promoting reconciliation and memory. In Rwanda, for example, UNESCO works with young content creators to counter misinformation and protect the truth about genocide. My final point is about governance. UNESCO calls for a new social contract for education. No country, no institution can transform education alone. The futures of education must be imagined, discussed, and built together, not only by governments, but also by teachers, parents, international organizations, scholars, civil society, and above all, young people, not a passive recipients, but as an active builder of their own future. Before ending my word, I'm academic, I'm a university professor. I started teaching in a state public university in Egypt since 1993. So the challenges of education in a state university, in a developing country, I faced this during all my career. And during the campaign, I traveled to 66 countries around the world. And I saw that there are really priorities and aspirations are very different from country to another. Visiting a very advanced country in education, for 2 days we spoke about education post-2030, about impact of AI on the creativity of teacher, about the mental health of children. Then I took a flight to visit another developing country, and the challenges were completely different. It's about connectivity, it's about internet, it's about lack of teachers, it's about funding, it's about children kidnapped when they go to school, about displaced facing challenges. And this is what we had addressed, and it's not time to compete among agencies, among funds, among donors, among institutions. Let's have one objective, if to have an equitable, accessible, and quality education to everyone around the planet. Thank you very much.